Coming up, ASI has announced some big changes regarding the fines against presidential candidates.
Hot water is in short supply at the rec center. Find out what effect it may have on swimming pools spring quarter.
And we'll bring you live to Dexter Lawn where the Mustang housing fair is going on now. We have some music, we have some prizes, then we have some food coming up. Details. Mustang News starts now.
Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Mustang News.
Thanks for joining us for our weekly show. I'm Dillon Payne.
And I'm Leah Horner. Mustang News starts now. ASI has announced some big changes regarding the fines put on the presidential candidates earlier this month. In an open meeting held earlier this morning, ASI discussed the fines presidential candidates received earlier this month for talking to Mustang News. The presidential candidates each received multiple fines for talking to media and for what ASI is calling early promoting. The legal committee has advised that ASI waive all previous sanctions towards the candidates because the code does not actually say they cannot talk to media outside of the 10-day active campaigning period. ASI will allow a media day where candidates are free to talk to media without any penalty.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's definitely a step forward, and hopefully will allow the candidates and you to get all the information that you need.
Electioneering began on the Sunday.
With the current campaign policy, Media Day is not possible, but will be possible in the future. There is no guarantee that the candidates won't be fined again. That will be up to the discretion of the committee.
Students in the College of Liberal Arts narrowly defeated a proposed increase to the college-based fees in an advisory vote last week. In an email to the university late last week, President Jeffrey Armstrong and Provost Kathleen Enns Finken announced that the vote was split. 490 students were in favor of the increase, while 493 were against the change. The plan to increase the fee for fall 2014 will not be implemented as planned because of the closed vote. If passed, the increase would have added additional classes and generated close to $1 million. The university plans to bring the proposal back for a vote after students have more time to discuss it. According to the email, if students ultimately support the proposal, the earliest it would be implemented is fall of 2015.
Students may have noticed a lack of hot water in different buildings on campus. One of those buildings is the rec center. Cal Poly has an older underground water system that is now starting to degrade. The water is distributed from the central plant and goes to the various buildings on Cal Poly's campus. The system's age is what's leading to these failures, and although the campus knows what the issue is, the solution isn't as easy.
20 years old and is extremely underfunded by the state. So it, like everything else, competes for minimal maintenance dollars.
While Cal Poly waits to hear if they will receive the money they need from the state, they will continue to try to self-fund the repairs so that they are fixed soon. At this time, there is no indication that this will affect any of the pools this spring quarter.
After 14 arrests at the Steve Aoki concert in late January, ASI is discussing what went wrong. The University Police Department said that they were understaffed for the event and requested to have more security at future events. More than 4,000 people attended, and UPD felt they didn't have enough staff present to prevent the mess of cake on the floor, drug use, and people hooking up in the bathroom. According to ASI, possible solutions are limiting the amount of non-students, closing off the bleachers, and increasing the number of police depending on the size of the event.
So it's just depending on the activity level of the concert and then how many attendees we expect.
So far, none of the proposals are official. For the time being, they are just ideas from ASI to prevent this from happening at a future concert.
Changes are coming to the way students pay for parking, both on campus and downtown. Reporter Jenna Brown tells us what changes you can expect and clears up new rumors about parking on campus.
Rumors are circulating about charging for weekend parking on campus, but Cindy Campbell at UPD is putting those rumors to rest.
To be honest, the weekend idea is nothing more than an internal discussion right now. If that were to become a serious discussion, it is something that we would be obviously presenting to senior staff and management of the university, as well as involving ASI in those discussions.
But a different idea involving parking has moved past discussion. It's smart meters. The university is currently looking into purchasing meters that would accept credit cards, but in the meantime, they've been keeping an eye on the success of smart meters downtown.
And the feedback's been really tremendous. Great customer convenience, great enhancement. Not many people carry around a pocket full of quarters, and so it's one of the options that we hope to give our customers very, very soon.
Downtown SLO started using smart meters 2 years ago and has seen an increase in customers paying with credit cards when parking in a spot for a longer period of time.
And at first people were skeptical about paying for a credit card, but it didn't take very long that they adapted to it really fast, and we're getting a lot of compliments now about them too.
While meters downtown are already accepting credit cards, parking structures are starting to look into the possibility of accepting them too. But before people can pay with cards, changes need to be made to the structure's operating systems so that they are more secure. Jenna Brown, Mustang News.
With 250 meters on campus and each smart meter costing $500, it is likely that the transition to credit card meters will be a slow one. Campbell says they will be put in parking areas with higher traffic first. Sigma Alpha Epsilon is completely ending its national pledging program and is naming its new safety program. The fraternity used to be on Cal Poly's campus, but was removed after student Carson Starkey died as a result of hazing. According to Bloomberg, SAE decided to end the pledge program in order to stop hazing and clear its reputation as the deadliest fraternity. The fraternity has seen 10 deaths linked to drugs or alcohol nationally since 2006. The new program will require members to go through training and education throughout their entire membership. One of the program's requirements is for each brother to learn about what happened to Starkey. Aware, Awake, Alive is a program Starkey's parents started. The coordinator of the new student programs at Cal Poly says they are happy and surprised with SAE's new program.
It's been several years since the incident where Carson died, and I'm not sure that the organization really expected such a drastic change, and that's a really big move, I think.
Patrick Johnson, a member of the UC San Diego chapter of SAE, says that the new program won't stop underground hazing, but it will be a dramatic step in ending the most intense forms of hazing.
St. Patrick's Day is coming up next week, and bars in downtown San Luis Obispo are gearing up for the annual celebrations. The holiday is traditionally celebrated downtown, with bars opening at 6 a.m. for a morning of Irish drinks and lots of green. This year, St. Patrick's Day falls on a Monday, but there are still going to be opportunities for people to celebrate before the 17th. Slow Brew will be hosting 2 events for the Irish holiday. One is being called St. Practice Day.
You're throwing the St. Practice Day party to basically allow anybody that won't be able to celebrate on Monday because of finals or work to come out and still celebrate the holiday, just in a time that works better for most people, which is Saturday morning.
Slow Brew will be open again at 6 a.m. for the actual St. Patrick's Day. Police Chief Chris Staley says the maximum amount of patrol will be out on Monday morning, and he reminds people to plan their rides ahead of time and to be safe.
David Aguilar is live at the Mustang News Housing Fair with a look at what students can find there. David?
Alrighty, we're out here live at Dexter Lawn. We're getting some free swag out here. We still have the Mustang News Housing Fair going on. After the break, we'll bring you back out here live to Dexter Lawn. You still have some time to make it out here, so come join us at Dexter Lawn.
And a special little girl is in for the surprise of a lifetime. We'll have her story and why her family can say aloha to the fun week ahead.
And now we're going to reporter David Aguilar for a live shot from the housing fair. David?
Hey, Leah, thank you for that. So we're out here at Dexter Lawn. The Mustang News Housing Fair is still going on here on campus. We got some music provided by KCPR. We also have some barbecue going on. There are these punch tickets that they're giving people that are coming to the housing fair to get some free food here. I'm joined by second year Allie. She's a psychology major. So Allie, tell me what brought you out today to the housing fair?
I don't have a house yet for next year, so I'm just looking to see if I can find somewhere to live.
Okay, and what were your expectations coming out here?
I didn't really have much expectations because I wasn't really sure how this worked. I didn't go last year because I just decided to live on campus this year. So, but I really don't want to do that again. So I figured I'd just come out and see what they had to offer. So.
Do you think it's having this event on campus is easy for you guys, for students in general, just to, find some housing?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Like, I've been looking on Craigslist, and that's really complicated and kind of awkward because I'm not sure if, like, someone on the other side of the list is going to, like, murder me or something. So this definitely feels a lot safer, and it's a lot more simple.
Who have you talked to today?
I've talked to every booth. Some of them are like, I want to sell houses, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I can help you with that. So.
Alrighty, thank you so much for that, Allie. We're running out of time here at the housing fair, but you still have some time to make it out here. We have Costco, Eureka Burger, University Housing is also on site today for the housing fair. That's going to do it from us here at Dexter Lawn. Back to Dillon and Leah at the desk. David Aguilar, Mustang News.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, David.
A group of Cal Poly students are changing the way students eat on campus. Lisa Diaz went to their taste testing to find out what they're doing to revolutionize campus food culture.
Oh my gosh, this is my love, this is my passion.
Chris Sage strives to make a difference, and food is the way he does it. For Sage, there is nothing like the feeling of seeing a person's eyes light up when he puts one of his edible creations in front of them. And pictures of these creations on Instagram are what brought Sage and Cal Poly sophomore Jesse Gibson together. Gibson, an environmental management and protection major, has always been determined to make a difference.
And as soon as I got to Cal Poly, I went to all these, I signed up for every sustainability themed club that I could think of, and I went and proposed this idea of starting a food cooperative.
Now, a year and a half later, Gibson has assembled a team and they created the Real Food Cooperative, which is a startup business that aims to bring fresh and local food to campus dining.
Because I just had this epiphany last year, thinking about how food just connects to everything, really. It's all about the health of the consumers.
And those involved with the Real Food Collaborative see that the impact of food production goes beyond what we put in our bodies.
And there's a lot of environmental damage from farming. It's the biggest reason why all of the rainforest is getting cut down.
The Real Food Collaborative held a taste test Monday in the University Union, sampling foods they hope to sell in a food cart on campus next fall.
We're really close to reaching the point where we are going to, the campus dining has to work with us, student affairs has to work with us to open up on campus.
And the cart will use all local sustainable foods, many of those products produced right here on Cal Poly campus.
Why not? Why wouldn't you get your, groceries or your vegetables and meats from right here when we have it?
Real Food Collaborative is using the entrepreneurship resources here on campus, such as the hatchery, to try and cover startup costs.
I think it's something like 90% of restaurants fail within the first year. That's not going to be us.
Lisa Diaz, Mustang News.
The goal is to have the food cart open by fall quarter of 2014, and meals will be between $5 and $8.
With more students on campus comes more mobile devices, and that means slower Wi-Fi connection. Several years ago, Cal Poly switched to a secure wireless network on campus, meaning all student information shared through Wi-Fi is secure, and internet can be accessed in any building on campus. As students may have noticed, coverage varies by building, depending on the amount of access points in a specific location.
What we've noticed is the number of devices that students bring onto campus has increased dramatically over the last, even since the beginning of this school year.
The amount of devices connecting to the network has increased from 14,000 devices a day in September to almost 25,000 a day currently. There are 820 access points on campus now, and to keep up with the growing student population, that number will need to double in order to provide enough coverage. Plans are currently underway to increase the number of access points on campus, just as far as the budget will allow.
There's someone from NASA on Cal Poly's campus, but instead of an astronaut, she's one of us. Aerospace engineering junior Samantha Rollins is now a NASA ambassador. After completing 2 internships for NASA, she is now playing an even bigger role in the well-known company.
I'm going to be working events, NASA events, things that NASA are going to be at, that could use more representation and people.
Rollins said she had no experience going into her 2 internships with NASA, but the hands-on experience she got has prepared her for the future. Now, she's looking forward to spreading the word about the company and getting people involved.
It's going to be me essentially helping to encourage and get people involved and excited about STEM fields, whether it's people who are my college peers or elementary students.
A NASA ambassador for the rest of her life, and she hopes she'll also be known as one of their employees after she graduates college. Most couldn't imagine going through 7 surgeries at just 4 years old, but for one girl on the Central Coast, she's saying goodbye to the hospital and aloha to a big surprise, all because of Make-A-Wish Tri-Counties. 4-year-old Perry Kaufman was born with half a heart and has had 7 surgeries altogether, 3 of which were open heart. But Make-A-Wish surprised her with a trip to Aulani Disney Resort in Hawaii to hula dance with Minnie Mouse. The trip is funded by Cal Poly's Chi Omega sorority, and Perry and her family could not be more excited to soak up the sun together on a trip that means more than just a typical family vacation.
When you go to Hawaii, you want to swim?
Yeah.
What else do you want to do?
Play a pillow.
Is there any water slides there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you want, if there was, would you want to go down one?
No.
No? Not.
Only a tiny one, a short one.
We travel as a family, but we know this is going to be the most memorable and just special trip for her.
Perry's favorite things are bathing suits, the beaches in Hawaii, and Disneyland.
Make-A-Wish Tri-Counties grants about 80 wishes each year.
Here's a live look at the Pismo Beach Pier. After the break, we'll have your weekend weather.
2 records were broken by 2 Cal Poly athletes. Find out what sport and athletes after the break.
And now we go to Olivia DeJaneiro for this week's upcoming weather.
Thanks, Leah and Dillon. So today, sunny skies, but we are experiencing some gusty winds, and it's only going to get warmer this weekend. We're not expected to see cooler temperatures till the middle of next week, and we might even see a slight chance of rain in the middle of next week. Let's look at today's temperatures. We're experiencing a high of 72 degrees, sunny skies today. It is a little breezy with gusts as high as 20 miles an hour, and we're seeing really low temperature tonight. Our low is 39 degrees. Across the Central Coast, low 70 degrees inland, high to mid 60s at the coast, but you can see pretty consistent temperatures all across the Central Coast. For tomorrow's high, 70 degrees with a low of 47. We are going to see some breezes again tomorrow. Gusts actually as high as 25 miles an hour. Saturday and Sunday, as you can see, getting up there towards the 80-degree range. 78 is the high for both days. Mid to high 40s for the lows both days. On Monday, cooling down to the mid-70s. 74 degrees is our high and 46 is our low. And on Tuesday, that's when we're going to see that slight chance of rain, getting down to that upper 60-degree range. A low again, 46 degrees. But we may see some showers again towards the middle of next week. So let's keep our fingers crossed as we are in this drought in San Luis Obispo. Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. And now we have Alexis DeChudy here with...
Alexis Jacudi's on set with us today.
Sorry.
Yes,
I apologize.
We have a lot of exciting things going on in sports. Men's basketball just had their last home game over the last week, and now they're going to Big West. And we also have some exciting things going on in other sports like swimming.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah. So Weyerhaeuser King County Aquatic Center in Washington served as the record-breaking venue for 2 Cal Poly swimmers this past weekend. Earlier in the season, Sonny Fierro broke the Cal Poly 1650 freestyle in the AT&T Winter Nationals. Saturday, Fierro shattered his old record by more than 5 seconds, posting a personal best of 15 minutes and 97 hundredths of a second, and also placed second in the race. Fierro also finished the 1,000 free with a time of 9 minutes and 3.87 seconds. Junior Jimmy DePien also broke a Cal Poly record, placing second in the C final of the 200 breaststroke with a time of 1 minute and 59.48 seconds. And the NCAA championships will be held from March 27th through the 29th in Austin, Texas. The Cal Poly men's basketball team lost 71-55 to Santa Barbara in the regular season finale. Senior forward Chris Eversley scored a team-high 14 points on Saturday, but it was not enough to overcome a big deficit in the first half. The Gauchos held the Mustangs to the 29.8% in the three-point range and even held the team scoreless for 7 minutes. The Mustangs will hold the number 7 seed for the Big West tournament. The tournament will begin on noon and will be seen on Fox Primetime Ticket. The Cal Poly softball team is not 6-0 at home after sweeping the Mustang Classic. The Mustangs hosted 4 teams and played 6 games over the weekend. They beat Sacramento State and Stony Brook twice, and they won more than 2 against Santa Clara and Farley Dickinson. Freshman pitcher Sierra Highland was credited with all 6 of the wins and is now 10-3 on the season. Highland pitched 37 and 1/3 innings in 6 games, striking out only 45 and giving up 16 hits. Highland also drove in 8 runs.
Most everything was working. Sierra was great in the circle. I mean, she got 6 wins. She threw a lot of pitches, but our defense played well. I think we had 3 errors on the weekend.
The Mustangs play at the Fresno Classic next. Women's basketball clinched the number 2 seed in the Big West tournament and will also receive a first-round bye after their 79-68 road win against blue-green rival UCSB. Junior guard Ariana Elgato was the first star of Saturday's game, scoring a career-high 32 points off of 11 of 22 from the floor and 6 of 13 from behind the arc. The icing on the cake for Elgato was with just under 19 minutes left in the game. She converted a running jumper in the lane for point number 1,000, and one of her career-joining teammates, Molly Schlemer and Jonay Irvin, who also achieved their 1,000-point marks earlier in the year. The Mustang returns to the court for the semifinal round of the Big West Tournament Friday, March 12th in the Honda Center in Anaheim. A lot of exciting things.
Yeah, sounds like we've got some standout players here at Cal Poly.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball and softball is doing pretty well right now.
So much going into spring quarter to look forward to.
Well, thank you very much. And we'll tell you why two of Cal Poly's music ensembles are heading to the Big Apple this weekend after the break.
All right, we've got Jenna Brown in the studio with Pollywood. Jenna?
Thanks, Leah. Well, Slow Brew has a stacked lineup for the weekend with music from many different genres. Tonight, rapper Andre Nicotina is returning to the stage at 8 p.m. Friday is soul singer and guitarist Nick Waterhouse. Instrumental duo L1011 will close out the weekend on Saturday. Tickets for all 3 events are available at Boo Boo Records and Slow Brew's website. 2 of Cal Poly's music ensembles will be making a trip to the Big Apple this weekend. Cal Poly's Polyphonics and the Arab Music Ensemble have been invited to perform at the World Project's 2014 New York Chorale Festival. The concert will be held in Carnegie Hall in New York City on Tuesday, March 18th. During the 2.5-year application process, groups send in tapes to members of Carnegie Hall to be viewed and see if they meet the criteria to perform. Carnegie Hall will be one of 3 stops for the group's performance tour, which wraps up on March 20th at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in the heart of Philadelphia's historic district. Well, you can have a unique study experience this finals week. ASI is hosting the PAC Finals Study Lounge next Monday, March 17th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. All 4 levels of the PAC lobbies will be open for students to study throughout the day. They are also offering free donuts, cookies, hot beverages, and Scantrons. The lobbies offer a change of scenery, a chance to view great views, and a unique study spot without the crowds of the library. Well, the California Mid-State Fair in Paso Robles announced another group that will perform this summer. Country band Florida Georgia Line is set to play on July 21st as part of the annual Bud Lights concert series. Florida Georgia Line gained their popularity from the songs Here's to the Good Times, Cruise, and Round Here. They will be joining Train, Kid Rock, and Journey for the fair, which runs from July 16th to the 27th, and more acts have yet to be announced. And that's it for your Pollywood Minute. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Jenna. So it sounds like there's a lot going on at Slow Brew with all the music and the St. Patrick's Day events going on.
Yeah, and it's definitely exciting that our Cal Poly students are going to be heading to New York City.
Oh, no doubt.
Incredible opportunity.
Well, thanks for watching our 30-minute broadcast of Mustang News.
For continuous broadcast coverage, visit mustangnews.net.
From all of us here in Studio 300, have a great day.
Thanks, Cal Poly.